Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Clarity Tarot and Astrology. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys are all doing very well and are excited for a live reading session. Tonight, we are doing live tarot and astrology readings on the channel. So if you are watching this in the live version, hello, welcome. You can get a live reading here with me. If you open the description box, I have all of my offerings there. Just donate for the offering that you would like, and we'll do your reading right here on the stream. If you are a member of my channel and you still have some free readings you want to use, we can definitely do that here on this stream as well. Just let me know. And if you're watching in the recording and you still want to get a reading with me, you still can. Just subscribe for the next stream with your notifications so you know when I'm live, or you can book a private reading on my website, which is claritytarotandastrology.com. All right, guys. So I think that's everything that I have to say right now. Do check out the weekly reading if you haven't already done so. The link for that is in the chat. All right, so I'll open now for readings. Just let me know if you have any questions. Hey Camille, how are you? Good to hear. I'm good, thank you. You can post your question whenever you're ready. You said, "Can I have a love read? I hope the guy I stopped talking to doesn't appear. I don't know why he has been in my energy and I don't want him." So, are you wanting to ask about him specifically, or do you want like a love read in general? Not him. So, you just want to see what comes out. Okay. So, most important messages for Camille, please, and love. What do you want her to know at this time? What do you want her to hear? What messages do you have for her? Okay, so as I'm shuffling, the cards are having a really hard time coming out. Like I'm having to like force them to come out. And then the Eight of Pentacles flipped over in the deck. So what that's saying to me is that you're working too hard. Okay, you're working too hard. That is overshadowing and overpowering your love life and your ability to show up in love in the way that you want to show up. You could be showing up too much, too much, okay? Too much masculine energy, too high of expectations, um, wanting things to be a particular way. And what I'm getting is like you have to separate your work from your life and start making space for someone in your life, okay? Because you're just going to attract someone who is basically going to benefit off of that energy, like because you have like all of the work energy. You're going to attract someone that's like not good. Maybe someone that doesn't work, or someone who's lazy, someone who basically is just going to like ride off your coattails because you are like you're doing everything. Okay, so I think this is a deeper problem and it's a more chronic problem, and you have to think about what is important to you right now, um, and rearrange your priorities to bring in what it is that you want. But you're not going to be able to keep living your life the way you're living it now and then expect that something good is going to come in. It requires you to make a lot of significant changes, not just internally, but also externally. And the biggest thing is just living in the energy of love, living in in your feminine and being realistic about what you can bring in at this particular moment in time with the amount of energy that you're putting out and with the way that you're presenting. Okay. So a lot of the times what happens to like my hardworking girls is they apply the same principles of work and studying in school to love, but love doesn't follow those same principles. It's not something that, oh, you just put enough time in and you're going to get the effort out, or you work hard and you get the effort out. It's requires a way different type of energy, and it's an energy that you don't work for, you don't externalize it. It comes to you, and it comes to you by you being in a certain energy. So you have to start really thinking about your life and the way you're living your life, and because of the energy it's putting you in, and think about if that's worth it. Is it worth it to be in that energy? Do you have other goals right now that maybe are a bigger priority, that being in that energy is beneficial for you? Or can you step back a little bit as to make space for some more things in your life that could increase your happiness? The next card that comes in is the Queen of Wands. Yeah. So you need to pour into yourself right now, okay? And work on loving you, doing you. I also have the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Going out with your girlfriends, good girlfriends, preferably girlfriends that, are more high vibrational, maybe ones that are in relationships or do have an easier time in dating. Kind of figure out like, what do they do? What characteristics do they have? How do they carry themselves? What's important to them? Just kind of feed off their energy a little bit. So the Queen of Wands, even though it's a fire sign and it does have masculinity to it, it also has a very feminine energy. And the Queen of Wands is about being yourself, being yourself and living life in a way that you love, because that is very attractive. When someone sees someone that is happy and is just living life the way they want to, that is attractive, and that's going to attract the right type of person because they're going to see value in that. If all you're bringing to the table is that you have a good job and that you work hard, that is not going to be of value to the type of guy you probably want. The type of guy you probably want doesn't care whether or not you work or have a good job, right? What he cares about is that you're going to love him, that you're going to bring good energy to his life, that you're going to bring fun and excitement and joy to his life. That's what the type of guy you probably want. That's what he's looking for. It's a low vibrational guy. It's a lazy guy. It's a non-ambitious guy that's going to find a girl that works a lot attractive. Okay. So it's not about the guys. It's about the energy that you're putting out there and what you're able to bring in with the energy that you're putting out there. So spend time with girlfriends, spend time doing girly things, feminine things, spend more time focusing on your aesthetic, more time focusing on your look, and more time doing activities that put you in a childlike state, that make you smile, that make you laugh, and that give off more positive vibes. We then have King of Wands, okay? So when you're in that energy, a King of Wands can come in, okay? So this is a fire sign person. This is a Leo, Sag, Aries. Sorry, brain fart there. So, when you're in this energy, when you adapt that energy, then I do see that there is a potential person that can come in here. And again, the reason why he's attracted to you is because he sees, this is a queen to my king. She matches my vibe. I can see myself being with this type of person. So you have to become a version of yourself that the person that you want is attracted to. And, like I said, the type of person that you probably want, like this king of wands type of person, someone that's fun and adventurous and exciting. This person wants to be with someone who's also fun and adventurous and exciting. Okay. So you have to remember that when a guy is talking to you, he's needs to see himself with you. He needs to look at you and go, yeah, that's someone I can see myself with. That's You're giving him a idea of what it would be like, so you have to make sure that you're doing a good job marketing yourself, that you're having doing a good job of giving good first impressions and giving people the, impression that you want them to have of you. If you lead with, you know, "This is this, and I'm busy, and I have this going on, and, yeah, I'm this title," and, you're closed off and you're scared, that is gonna attract a particular type of person that you're not gonna want. So, understand that who you attract and who you don't attract and who's in your energy and who's not in your energy is a direct reflection of what is going on inside of you, okay? So, hopefully that is helpful. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight. Let me know if you have any questions. You said it's just being in the feminine energy part that confuses me. Like I'm trying, but I know a part of my journey is to be independent, not codependent. Um, but I try to be more feminine, more in my feminine energy. Okay, so there's a difference between feminine energy and codependency. Feminine energy doesn't mean that you're codependent, it means that you're interdependent. So you can do for yourself. You're not helpless. You don't need someone, but you're allowing someone to provide for you, to protect you, to be there for you. You're allowing someone to see your weaknesses and vulnerability and don't feel bad about it. It doesn't mean that, you can't have a job. It doesn't mean you can't pay your own bills. It doesn't mean you can't do those things, but it also means that you're not identifying with those things, right? Like you can be feminine and have a business. You can be feminine and do whatever that you want. It's just that it's not your whole identity, right? You don't identify with the more masculine things like I am this, I work for myself, I provide for myself, I take care of myself. Like that's very masculine. And it doesn't mean don't do those things, but when a masculine energy comes in, you show him, like, yeah, this is a life that I have, but I'm open to you being here. I'm open to you being a part of this. I have space for you. There's something for you to do for me. Because if you're too, you know, I can do all for myself, then a man cannot understand why would you want him in your life? Like, what can he do for you? Because a lot of a man's role in a relationship, he needs to feel like there's a purpose for him to be there. Like you need protection. You don't feel safe. You need protection. You want someone around. You need someone to help you with things around the house. You need someone for this. And you also should think about too, like, why do you want a relationship? Like, for what reason? Because You know, if you just want a little bit of attention from here and there, you can have that, right? But if you genuinely want a relationship, someone to be there, full time, then you have to think about what is it that I don't have that I'd like someone else to do for me? Like, is it that you want to have children and that's why you need a man? You need someone that can be a father? Um, you know, do you want to live with someone? Do you want to share, a home with someone because you just prefer to live in company? Like, what is it that you really, really want? And that will also help you, to know how to act. Okay, so you want someone to have children with and be a provider. So that means that you have to date for long-term ability, okay? And you have to think about, if I did have that husband, if I did have those children, what would I want my life to be? Does that mean, I want to stay at home? I want to work part-time? I want to be home for the first 5 years? Like, what does that look like for you specifically? And so if you think about it, in some way, shape, or form, when you have children, no matter what your situation is, it is a very vulnerable position, right? And you do need other people to help you. So start building that tribe and that network around you. You know, build a relationship with your mom, especially if you want to be, a wife and a mother. Build a relationship with your mom, with your aunts, with your cousin, grandma, if they're, if these people are alive, right? Build relationships with them and, kind of see how they do things, right? You have to start de-associating your energy with your job, your work, your career. Like, that is a part of you. It's what you do, but it's not who you are. And you have to connect more to who you really are. And that's the version of yourself that you want to show people, is this is who I really am, right? Because when you're at home, you're not your work, right? Like, who are you at home? And why would someone want to be around you, at that time? You have to really figure that out. Like, what is it that I have to give that would be of value and benefit to a man that wants to be a provider? Like, what would he be looking for? And start bringing that energy into your life. So I've told this story many of times, but when I was like wanting to meet my soulmate, I would, cook big portions of food. I wouldn't just cook for myself. I would cook a large portion of food. I would sit on one side of my couch. I would sleep on one particular side of my bed. Like, was already acting as if that person was already there. And this is how I'd want it to be. I would work out, I would exercise, be healthy, dress a certain way, get my nails done, because that's how I would be if that person was in my life. And, I wouldn't be working 24/7. I would take days off to spend with that person. I would do fun things, which, until when that person wasn't in my life, I would just do with my friends or my family. So then eventually, when I finally met the person, they already had a space in my life. I had already energetically invited him in, and it wasn't strange or weird for me to have someone in my life because was already welcoming that energy in my life, and it wasn't, you know, abnormal. And I was already doing the things that I would do if I was going to be with him. And literally, he sat in that chair, he slept on that side of the bed, he ate the food. So it wasn't weird or strange. And of course, was I working during that time? Yes, but it wasn't my whole identity. I identified as, being a daughter, being a friend, being all these different things and making sure that, every area of my life was on point. So you have to just think about your life a little bit more holistically. You have to figure out like what you want. You have to start just living that life now. Create a whole picture, not just one where it's just so focused on this person. Create a whole, you know, ecosystem in your life because even when that person is there, they can't be everything for you. Like your relationship partner cannot be everything. They can't be your morning, noon, and night, right? Like you have to have other relationships. They have other relationships. They have priorities. You have priorities. So you're just creating a little bit of space for him, right? But also working on a full life. And that's what makes you attractive is that that person doesn't feel like, oh my God, you've just been waiting for them. You have no life. You have nothing going on. And they're the thing that makes you happy. No, you have to make yourself happy. You have to live a life that you want to live, but be open. Always, 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 always open for whenever and whoever the person is. You can't like shut down and be jaded, like, oh, well, I tried and I went on this date and it didn't work with that person. Like you have to be able to let things off your back, go with the flow. Again, have multiple areas of life, multiple little areas that you're getting happiness here, you're having joy here, you're having fun there. And then, oh, it's like you get another hit of that with this person. So yeah, being in your feminine doesn't mean being codependent. Like I can't do anything without you. I have no life without you. That's what codependency is my whole life revolves around you. That's not that's not feminine. You can be feminine and independent. It's just you don't lead with, "Oh, I'm a boss babe. I take care of myself. I do me. I don't need you." I've been doing, that is where women go wrong. And then the man goes, okay, well, then why do you need me? What can I do for you? If you're so independent, you're so good on your own, you don't need anybody, then why do I need you? You have to let that person know, through your energy, like, I'm happy to have you here. I want you here. Like my life would be better with you here. And I want to give to you. I want to serve to you. You show him that through your actions. And you want to bring value to his life. You want to bring fun. You're bringing, you have friends. I have friends you can have fun with. We can do fun things. I have family. you know I have all these benefits. I have all of these assets for you that if you date me, you're going to get access to this whole life. And that's what being feminine is. It's you can come, you can go. I'm going to take care of me. I have my life, but I would love to have you here. It would be great if you were here. I could do this for you, if you want it. And 9 times out of 10, if you're offering something really good, then the person's going to take it. But you have to have something to offer. And that's what men are dying for. They're just dying for feminine women that just, are not, still holding grudges against, this one guy that did this, or they're, because their dad was like this. They think every man is bad, like they just want someone to give them a real chance to have an open heart. And that's really it. It's really, really, really simple. Um, so yeah, I'm just curious, like what part of why do you feel that a part of your journey is being independent? You said I was told by someone, especially with a life path 9 and ending cycles, that my life path 9 just means that you are here to see the bigger picture of life. You're not here to get caught up in, things. Like, you're here to sort of be, you know, almost like an observer of life. You don't have to get so in the weeds with things, and it doesn't mean that you have to be independent. It just means that you typically will end up spending more time alone, not because you have to. You just will spend more time alone because you're more observatory of life, so you're kind of looking at life more than you're living life. Like, you're on the sidelines essentially, but there are other people on the sidelines too, right? There are other life path 9 people or life path 7 people who also are, observers of life, or life path 5 people who are living more alternative lives, right? There are other people who are also going to be having that same perspective of life. It doesn't mean like, oh, you're 9, you have to be by yourself. The only person in the life path that might be by themselves is number 1, but 9 is not really, there's nothing about the 9 that says, "Oh, you're not gonna be with anybody." No. You're welcome. So, yeah, think more positively, and if you're ready for new love, then start loving yourself. Love yourself every single day. Love yourself, be in relationship with yourself, treat yourself like you would treat a lover, right? Do good things for yourself, lavish yourself, adorn yourself. Don't put yourself in bad situations. Don't hang out with people you don't want to hang out with, right? Create a life that you love, make space for love. When you're at home, imagine that that person is there. Cook a meal, imagine that you have kids. Go to you know kids shopping, centers. I don't know, like, I don't know what my words right now, go look at kids' clothes, act as if you already are a mom, dress like you would if you were a wife. Get a fake ring, put a fake ring on your finger, just start living life as if you already are in the position that you're in. And if you want someone to be a provider for you, that means that you have to get used to people taking care of you. So let other people take care of you, right? Especially your mother. Like, go hang out with her. And I don't know if she cooks or anything, but let her love on you. Let people love on you. Let people in, let people, help you out. Like, start letting people be a part of your life, and having your heart open to the love that's already there in your life. Okay. So hopefully that's helpful. Hey, Charnette, how are you? You're welcome. Thank you, Charnette. You can post your question. Okay, so you said, how is my friend F feeling about our friendship? She's acting odd towards me lately. She's a Pisces, I'm a Virgo. Okay, so right now, Pisces people are on one. Okay, they have a lot going on in their sign right now, lots of changes, lots of difficulties. Saturn, the planet of karma, discipline, delays, hard work, difficult energy is currently in their sign. So all Pisces people are going through it. And Neptune, the planet of confusion and deception, is also about to go into Pisces as well. So that means, as a Virgo, because Pisces is directly across from Virgo, all of that energy is being directed at you simply because your sign is opposite of this. Like if you were another sign, like if you were a Scorpio, you wouldn't even notice what's going on with her. The only reason why you feel that she's being odd is because you're a Virgo and this energy is like being mirrored at you. So I'll see what the cards say, but I really wouldn't take it personal. It's just a temporary thing. Their energy will be a little bit funky, like until early next year, and then they're going to be back on track again. So I really wouldn't take it personal if I'm honest, but let me see. I have the Eight of Pentacles coming out about her. Um, yeah, she's very focused on herself right now. There's probably a lot of things that she's having to work on in her life, either internally or externally. Because of this, she can be coming off a little bit cold or icy or just like not as available or friendly as she normally is because she's turned within. She's looking at herself more. So that is what I will say about her. You said she's always been a little jealous towards me, if I'm being honest. I mean, why keep friends who are jealous? What's the point of that? The way that she thinks about you, we have the Nine of Swords. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, her energy is mirroring you and your energy is mirroring her. Not because, like, it's just astrology, it's really not personal. I feel like maybe she looks at you and she sees things about herself that she doesn't have. She doesn't have certain qualities or characteristics as you, especially being a Pisces. She could potentially like just not have her life together as much as you or have as much stability as you do, or just a level of groundedness to her life that maybe you do. So that does make her feel a type of way. But again, like that has nothing to do with you. It's not a you thing, it's a her thing that she has to work out within herself. So yes, there is something about you. There's some type of something that you're putting off, right? A way that you carry yourself and energy that you carry that does make her feel a type of way. It makes her feel insecure about herself. So it's not like she's trying to make you feel bad or anything. It's just she's having to deal with her own emotions. And that's just how it comes off towards you. The way she feels about you is the 8 of Cups. Yeah, she also feels like maybe she needs to, like, disconnect and detach from you for a moment. Again, this is for all Pisces. They're all kind of going through this in some way, shape, or form. They're all going within. There's things about themselves and their lives that they need to work on a very, very deep level. So, I think this will just be temporary, I'd say for the next couple of months. You can have a little bit more conflict with her or be at odds with her. She can push you away, not because she doesn't want you there, but because she just wants space for herself. And Pisces people are not direct, right? They're not going to come out and say, "Oh, you're bothering me," or "Get away from me." They're just going to do funky things that make you go, "Okay, like that was weird." And that's just because it's just that's who they are. They're never gonna be like, confronting you unless they're really angry, right? They will more than likely just ghost or back up, not be as available, be kind of distant. That's more of their way. So yeah, I can definitely see here that she's not as, like, interested in being emotionally connected to you, but again, it's not anything you should take personal. It's not like there's something wrong with you, and it's not even really that it's something wrong with her. It's just a part of her spiritual journey where she's at right now. She just needs space and time to figure things out. So I would just send loving energy her way. Let her take the time she needs, let her do what she needs, and, just like I said, just be like, "Okay, you're going through something? Cool. No worries. I'll be here when you're done." If it's a friendship that you do care about and you wanna keep, just give her time and space. Yeah, if you're over it, just move on. It's not your job to see her through this. If you're done with her, you're done with her.